Welcome to lessons 40 of our Excel course. In these lessons, we learn how to make your data more powerful and easier to manage using tables and name range. These features will help you organize, reference, and analyze your data more efficiently. So, let's move into the Excel. And imagine you have a data sets of monthly sales like this, like with January, February, March, April, and with a product like this one, and we have the sales report. Okay, if this data grows to hundreds or even thousands of rows, scrolling and managing it manually becomes difficult. So this is where Excel tables helps. By converting your range into a tables, you get automatic formattings, filtering, and dynamics references. Okay, so to create a table, simply select your data sets and go to the Insert tabs in the ribbon and click on the tables. Okay, now Excel treated as a structure object, and like first it's pop-ups with the dialogs box like where is the data for your tables, like the make sure it's selected your range and check with my table has headers, then just hit on the OK. And you'll notice filters all arrows appears at the tops and formatting updates the automatic. Okay, so the real advantage of tables is in formulas. So for examples, if you want to calculate the total sales instead of writings, like if I gonna type here and say the sum, and let's use the parenthesis, and if I gonna go to like select like that, there's one. So now here Excel now allows you to use columns names like tables and cells, and then hit on the OK. So, and this is easier to read and automatically expand when new rows are added to the tables. Okay, so and that's it. So now if I add the another one or another columns, or if I type here something like that these ones, so now it's automatically added into our or like the total sales, and here it comes with in tables. Okay, so let's undo it for now. Now let's move on to the name ranges. So named range lets you assign meaningful names to a cells or group of cells, so you don't need to remember their exact addresses. So for example, so like here select the columns with or before that, so let's move into like these ones, and this is the total, or if I gonna say this is the sums. And now go to the formula tabs or select the cells over here and go to the formula tabs and choose the define name. Okay, so and let's call it like sales, the sales data. Okay, and that's it, the sales data. And now or that's it over here, and we have now used the sales data. So now instead of writing like with the average, so let's say the average functions, and instead of like these ones, so it comes like this over here. Or I can do, you can simply write here like the average functions, and let's say the sales data like this one, and close it and then hit on the OK. So this makes formula more readable and less prone to errors. Okay, so here's a practice or practical examples. Suppose we want to calculate average sales for the product A. Since we already named the sales columns like the sales data, we can just write simply, and what I have show you like the average, and right here the sales data in there. Okay, and if we later add my sales, the tables and name range automatically expand. Okay, so that means you don't have to update your formulas each time new data is added. So in summary, tables make your dataset structured and dynamic, while named range makes your formulas easier to read and manage. Together, they can save you times and reduce error in your analysis. Okay, so and that's it for these lessons, and see you in the next one. Hello and welcome to lessons 41, conditional formatting, highlight cells rules in Excel. In these lessons, we will explore how to make your spreadsheets more insightful by automatically highlights cells that meet certain conditions. This feature helps you quickly spot trends, errors, or importance values without manually scanning through rows of data. So, conditional formatting change the appearance of a cells like its backgrounds, colors, text colors, or border based on rules you set. And one of the most commonly used options is highlight sales rules. Okay, so for examples, you might want to highlight a sales figures greater than like 10,000, expense less than like the 1000, data that occurs in the next week, or duplicate enters in a list. So let's look at these data sets of monthly sales, like with the months, sales and expense and profit headers. Now let's say we want to highlight all months where sales are greater than the 10,000s. So first, select the sales columns and go to the home tabs in the ribbon and choose the conditional formatting. And from there, choose the highlight sales rules and select the greater than and enter something like we want to say the 10,000. So let's use the 10,000s over here, and also choose a formatting style. So like such as light red fields with dark red text, and then just hit on the OK. And like here, instantly February and also the Aprils will be highlighted since their sales exist like the 10,000s. Okay, so and that's it. And other rules you can use include like less than. So if you now takes out for, or if I gonna clear rules for this or like the entire rules, so now, and let's say we can select it like this one, go to the conditional formatting, highlight sales rules and say the less than. And if I'm gonna say now less than the 7,000s, and now then the hit on the OK. So now it comes with the 7,000s. Or I can do, so let's use the betweens. So let's say the betweens, and if I'm gonna use between something like the 8,000, let's say the 8,000 to the, or let's say the 10,000s over here. And now I want to change here the difference, or let's say the, this is the 10,000s, or use the difference fill colors. So let's use the yellow fill colors like this one, and that's it. Or you can use something like the equals, like equal to something like 5,000s and to expense. Or if I'm gonna go to over here, so let's select it, go to the conditional formatting and highlights and use the equal to, and now let's say the 5,000s. If I'm gonna say the 5,000s, so and that's it, it's also highlight like equal to 5,000s. Okay, so and that's it. And the next thing is text that content. So go to the conditional formatting, and or we can do, so let's go to or you can highlight the text that contents like useful for names or categories, and data occurrings like highlights dates that falls in these weeks and next month or the yesterdays. And for the duplicates, here you can use something like, or you can use these ones for like your spot so repeated enters in a list. Okay, so these features makes your data more visuals and also the actionable. Instead of just seeing numbers, you can immediately spot problems areas or achievements. For instance, highlights row profits months help you focus on where improvements are needed. Okay, so conditional formattings apply styles based on rules. Highlight sales rules let you quickly flex numbers, text, dates, and duplicates. They make large datasets easier to interpret. In the next lessons, we will explore the another powerful conditions formatting tools to analyze trends. So see you there. Hey there, and welcome back to lessons 42 of our Excel course. In these lessons, we learn how to create and customize three of the most commonly used charts in Excel, like column charts, bar charts, and pie charts. Okay, so charts are powerful tools to visualize, represent data, and make patterns easier to understand. So let's start with opening up the Excel and also the simple data sets. So imagine we have sales data for 5 products like laptops, tablets, mobiles, desktop, and also the accessories over here. So we'll use these data sets to create each types of charts. So let's start with creating the column charts. Okay, so if I'm gonna type here the names like the column, or like here the column charts. So first select the data range, like let's say the, or if I'm gonna say the A to B6, and now go to the insert tabs, and under the charts group click on the inserts like the column or the bar charts. Okay, so and here and choose something the cluster column charts, and Excel will generate a column charts with each products on the x-axis, and the sales values are the as the vertical bars. So this is useful when comparing categories side by sides. For examples, we can instantly see the mobiles had the highest sales. Okay, so now let's little bit resize it with over here, and that's it with the column charts. Now with the same data sets, we want to go with the like the bar charts. Okay, so let's go the bar charts, and now with the selected this data, and now go back to the insert tabs again and choose the bar charts. Okay, so let's say we want to use the bar charts over here, and select the bar charts or cluster bar charts. Okay, so and that's it. This chart is similar to the column charts, but the bar charts are displayed the horizontally. Okay, so bar charts are practically or particularly helpful when categories names are long, or when you want to emphasize comparisons between items, and in this case it's easy to see mobiles for or like the outperformed desktop and also the accessories. Let's also the resize it over here for now, and now finally let's move into, or let's visualize the same data in a pie charts. Okay, so and here select the data again and go to the insert tabs and go to the charts as well, and now click on the insert pie charts and choose like you can find the 2D or the difference one. So let's say choose the 2D, the pie charts in there. So the pie charts shows the proportions of sales contributed by each product. And if I'm gonna resize it for now, and for example, you can now see mobile or equity or equity, the largest slice of the pies and representing the highest shares of the sales. Okay, so and that's it. And after creating a charts, you can customize it. So using the charts elements by clicking on the plus icons, and also you can add the chart titles, data labels if you want to use, or also the legends, or it depends on like which charts you're using. But if I click over like the bar charts, click on the charts elements, now you can see there is the charts element is the lots like with the data tables, data labels, error bars, or also the legend, or also the trend lines. Okay, so and that's it. And also you can also use the different styles by selecting and go to the chart styles. Like if I gonna use the another styles, and now that we have the different styles in there. Okay, so and that's it. To summarize, column charts are based for comparing data across categories. Bar charts works well to horizontal comparisons, and pie charts are ideal for showing proportions of a whole. By practicing with your dataset, you will be able to pick the right charts of any situations. So this concludes lessons 42, creating charts in Excel. In the next lessons, we'll explore how to format charts for professionals' presentations. Welcome to lessons 43 of our Excel course. In these lessons, we learn how to format charts in Excel so that our data not only looks professional but also communicates insights more clearly. Charts are powerful, but without the right formatting, they can be confusing or even misleading. By the end of these lessons, you will know how to adjust colors, add labels, and customize charts elements to make your visualizations stand out. So let's open up the Excel, and let's start with a simple data sets of monthly sales. And let's say if I'm gonna say this is the month, and let's say this is the sales. Okay, and let's highlight this one as the headers, and let's make it the increasing the font points, these ones. And let's say this is the January, uh, like here. And if I'm gonna go to January, let's say the February, so let's go with, or I can just easily go to and drag and drops like this way until the May. Okay, and let's say if it is the 8,000s, or let's say the 9,500, let's say the 10,000s and the 200, something like this one. Let's say this is the 9,800, the sales, or if I'm gonna say this is the 11,000s. Okay, and we'll insert a column charts based on this data and then format it step by steps. So first need to select like these ones, or like the selecting the all data sets, then go to the insert tabs and select the column charts over here, or select the column charts, and let's say the or cluster column charts. So then that's it, we have these column charts. And after inserting the charts, the first thing we should do is make it clear what the chart represents. So the thing is, click on the charts and go to the charts elements into the over here into the chart designs, or under the chart design tabs, or go to the plus icons on the top right corners. Okay, so click over here and and add a charts like chart titles like and rename it to something. Let's say if I gonna say the monthly, say the monthly sales performance. Okay, so let's go with the let's say the performance there, that's it. And next let's add or enable the axis titles and label the horizontal axis. So let's say, or if I gonna go to, and let's say, so this is the months, and the vertical axis we can say, so let's say we gonna want to use the sales, like let's say the sales in USD. Okay, and that's it. So this way anyone reading the charts immediately understand the context. Okay, so default Excel charts often looks plain, so let's give it a professional touch. So select the one of the charts or the one of the bars, so like these ones, and right click and choose the format data points or format data series over here, or you can find over here, or format the data points in there. Or now here you can see the different options in there. So like here if I gonna change the fill colors, and let's say we have the fill colors with the this one. Okay, or the gradients, and for examples you can use the different colors. Remove a softens or borders for the cleaners in there, and you can also change the chart styles by using the chart styles from here. So now that here we have the different chart styles in there. Okay, so like that's one. And to make our charts easier to read, so let's add the data labels. Okay, so like click on check with the data labels, and these sales numbers will now appear directly on the top of each bars. Okay, so for examples, February bars will show like let's say the 9 or 9500, which removes the needs to look back at the tables. Okay, and too many grid lines can clutter our charts, so select a horizontal grid lines, and also you can use something, or you can delete it over here, or you can delete it, like if I gonna select or like that's one, and you can delete it like from here. Okay, you can also change the chart's background by going to our chart backgrounds over here. So right click on the charts area, and also from there you can use the format charts area and add a subtitles like with the different colors. So let's say if I gonna go to with these ones, or let's go with something with these colors in there. Okay, so this make the charts pops without overwhelming the data. So since their charts only shows only or one data series, the legend is not necessary. So and we can easily delete it, so if you want to use it in there. So and that's it. We have taken a simple charts and formatted it into a clear professional visualizations. To recap, add meaningful titles and axis labels, use color styles to highlight your data, and also add data table labels for clarity, and keep legends only when needed. In the next lessons, we will move into advanced or charts customizations, where we learn how to combine multiple data series in one chart. Welcome to lessons 44 of our Excel course. In these lessons, we learn one of the most popular and powerful Excel functions, VLOOKUP. Okay, so VLOOKUP stands for vertical lookups, and it helps you search for values in the first column of a table and return related informations from another columns in the same row. Okay, so think of it's this way. If you have the long list of employees IDs and you want to quickly find their department or the salary, instead of scrolling through the list, you can use VLOOKUP to get the answers instantly. So let's move into the Excel, and the basics formula is, and if I'm gonna show you the sentence of the VLOOKUP function, so like the VLOOKUP, and let's start with the equal, and let's say the VLOOKUP. The first argument is the lookup value, like the value you want to search for. The next one is the table array, the data sets or range cells where the data is stored, and the next one is the column index number, like the column number in the table that contain the value where you want to return, and the next one is the range lookup. This is the optionals. Use false for an exact match and true for an approximate match. Okay, so let's take these simple employee data sets with like employees ID and also the names or department and also the salary. Now suppose we want to find the department of employees ID, so let's say the 103. Okay, so let's say, so this is the, or we can easily use it like this is the employee ID, so let's say the employee, and if I'm gonna say the ID, let's say the 103. Okay, so now here we want to find the department. Okay, so let's say, and if I'm gonna make it something like the department over here, and that's it, or let's make it, and I want to use here the VLOOKUP functions, and we will write this formula with the equal, then let's say the VLOOKUP functions, and the first one is the lookup value, so let's say select this range, and the next one is the table range, so let's say the table range is like A2 or D5s or like over here, and the next one is the column index number. We want to use 1 2 3, so let's use the 3 columns, or before that, so let's use the table array something from here, and the next one is, so let's say the table array, let's say the 3, and let's say here the or false. Okay, for the exact match, so let's go to the false. So here lookup value the 1 or 103, and table range is A to D5, and the column index number is 3 because department is the third columns in the data sets, and false means we want an exact match, so the result is IT. Okay, so let's try the finding the salary of ID something the 102. What happened? So here we got it the finance. So these times the column index numbers over here, and also or like the our department is the finance, but if I want to find the, or let's copy it like the this one and paste over here. So and what can I do? So let's use this one the F, or here let's say the something the A, or let's say here the, or if I gonna go to let's say the D. Okay, so these times I want to use something like over here with the salary. So here, so now instead of here the 3, I want to use the 4. Okay, so because salary is the 4 columns with the selected range, and that's it with over here. So now let's say if I gonna use or like over here, so the another one like 104, and here we got it the department HR, and salary is the 50,000. Okay, so the lookup value must be in the first columns of your table range, and always lock your table range with like absolute reference, like the dollar signs over here, and if you use the dollar signs in there. Okay, and also if you plan to copy the formula and use the formula most of the times to avoid incorrect approximate matches. So, and that's it. The VLOOKUP functions in the or in these lessons. In the next lessons, we will look at how each lookup works, which is very similar but searches horizontally instead of vertically. Welcome to lessons 45 of our Excel course. In this lessons, we learn how to use the lookup functions. lookup stands for horizontal lookup. It's used when you or your data is organized in row and you want to search for a value across the top row of our tables, then returns a value from a row below it. So the syntax of the lookup is like, if I show you like here, the first let's type here the lookup. Let's start with the equal, then let's say the lookup. The first argument is the lookup value. So and it means like the value is the you want to search for, and the next argument is the table array is the range of cells that contain your data. Next one is the row index number, is the row number in the tables from which you want to return the result. And the last one is the range lookup, and this is the type like false for an exact match or the true for an approximate match. Okay, so let's look at an examples, and suppose we have the following data sets of quarterly sales or like the quarterly sales in there, like quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3 and quarter 4, and also there's the different products over there. Okay, so let's say we want to find the sales of product B in quarter 3. So here, and we'll type, so let's say if I gonna go to and let's use the lookup, let's say the lookup, the first one is let's say the quarter 3. Okay, so let's say the quarter 3, and the next one is, so let's say the here the lookup value is quarter 3, the table array. So let's say the A1 to, or let's go to, or let's select the A1 to E4, this is, and the next one is the row index number, and we want to use the 3. So because the products B cells are on the third row of our tables. Okay, and we use the false for the exact match to ensure an exact match. Okay, so the result is, or before that, so let's use here, let's say the false, and that is the 620, which is quarter 3 sales product of the B. Okay, common mistakes is mixing up lookup and VLOOKUP for, or like the VLOOKUP functions. Remember, lookup search across rows like horizontally, VLOOKUP search down columns like the vertically. So always choose the right functions depending on how your data is structured. In this lesson, you learn how to use lookup functions in Excel to quickly find values across row. Practice with different datasets like sales report or exams results to get comfortable with horizontal lookup. In our next lessons, we will continue exploring more advanced lookup functions. Welcome to lessons 46 of our Excel course. In this lessons, we learn one of the most powerful and widely used functions in Excel, the if functions. The if functions allows us to create logical tests and return different values depending on whether the conditions is true or false. This is incredibly useful for decisions making in spreadsheet. Okay, so let's move into the Excel, and the first one is, so let's move into the sentence of the if functions. Okay, so let's start with the equal, and let's say the if functions. So the sentence of the if functions is the straightforward, like the first one is the logical test. Okay, so this means this is the conditions of you want Excel to check, and the next one is the value if true is the result Excel will return if the condition is true, and value if false is the result Excel will return the conditions is false. Okay, so let's look at an examples with data sets, and suppose we have a list of students and their exam scores over here. Okay, and we want to determine whether each student or has passed and failed. So let's say the passing score is 60. So in the result columns, we'll write this formula in like C2, say with the equal, then let's say the if, and the first one is, so let's say, and if I gonna go to with like over here, let's say the 60, or the another one is, let's say the pass, or we gonna want to say the fail. Okay, so here what's happen, Excel check if the value is like b2 is greater than or equal to 60. If it's true, Excel will return the pass, or if it's false, Excel returns the fail. So now press the enter, and when we drag the formula down, and Excel will automatically apply it to all students. So, and that's it. And after applying the formula, the tables looks like this with the pass and fails, and this is the simple steps. As you can see, Excel has instantly categorized a student as they are or either pass or fail. The if functions is better way to like automate decisions making in Excel. You can use it on not only for grades but also for sales targets, expenses, employees performance, and much more. In the next lessons, we will build on this concept and explore nested if statements to handle multiple conditions. See you there. Welcome to lessons 47 of our Excel course. In this lessons, we will explore data validations with drop-down list. This features is a game changer when you want to control data entry, reduce error, and to make your spreadsheets more interactive. Okay, so what is data validations? Data validations allows you to set rules for what user can enter in a cell, and one of the most common and useful applications is creating like drop down list. Instead of typing visual or values manually, users simple or simply select from predefined options. Let's move into the Excel, and let's start with an example, and let's imagine we are managing an employee's record sheets with the following columns, and let's say if it is the, or let's say the employee and ID, something like the that's one, and the another one is, let's say the name, and let's say the department. Okay, so like that, that's one, and let's say the status, and that's it. So and and we want to or want the department, the columns only allows values like something HR, finance, marketing, or also the IT. And status columns to only allows like active and on leave or resign. Okay, so now or make it like the headers, and I want to work over here. So now I highlight the cells under the department columns. So for example, let's say until the or let's go with the 20 or C to C20, and open the data validations by going to the data tabs on the ribbon and click on the data validations. Okay, so a drop down box will appear, and in the dialogs box under the allows and choose the list. Okay, and in the source fields type we want to say the HR, then let's say the finance. So let's go with the or let's say this is the finance, and the another one is the let's say the marketing, and separate or separated by the comma always, and let's say this is the IT. So now click on the OK. So now test the drop down arrow. So click on any cells in the column C, and you will see drop down arrows, and also select from here. It's ensure that only valid departments names are entered. Okay, so let's say finance, or if I gonna go with like something the marketing. Okay, so and that's it. And now repeats for status. Okay, so this time select the like status or columns and set the list, or like go to the data validations again and use the list, and this times so let's say we are set the list shows something like active and separated by the comma, and let's say the on leave something like that, this one, and the another one is let's say the resign. Okay, so like that, that's one, and then hit on the OK. So now you can easily use like the active or something like the on leave. Okay, so this method or is easier, and instead of typing the options directly in the source boxes, you can create a separated lookup list in another sheets. So for example, so let's say if I gonna click over here and let's say the departments over here, or if I gonna equal or use the or let's say the department and like that, that's one, and you can type here the department name. So let's say the over here, or if I gonna go to and let's say the HR, and let's say this is the marketing, or here let's say the marketing, and let's say so this is the finance like that, this one, and let's say this is the IT. Okay, and we want to define the names with let's say the formula, use the define names, and let's say we're gonna want to say this is the department. Okay, so let's say the department over here, and let's hit on the OK. Okay, so now we can easily use instead of the these ones, like let's say if I gonna do it from here, so this is still a drop down arrow. So go to the over here, go to the data tabs, use the data validations, select the or allows and use the list, and here let's say the department. Okay, so let's say the department, and then just hit on the OK. So now you can see it comes with the department whatever we typed. Okay, so if I change anything over here, so let's delete it from here and let's go to, and now let's try to find out. So now you cannot see in there. So this methods is much easier to maintain, especially if your list changed frequently. So drop down list makes your spreadsheets cleaner, faster to use, and error free. Whether you are managing employees products or project status, data validations ensure consistency. So in our next lessons, we will build on this by exploring dependent drop-downs list where one list changes based on other. Welcome to lessons 48 of our Excel course. In these lessons, we'll explore how to protect your workbook and also the worksheets in Excel. Protecting is important when you want to share files but prevents others from accidentally or intentionally making change to formulas, formattings, or even entire sheets. By the end of these sessions, you will know how to log specific cells, protect a worksheet, and secure the entire workbook. So let's use a simple datasets of monthly sales as our examples. So let's say if I gonna type here like the month, or let's say the month over here, and let's say the next one is, let's say, the product. If I gonna say the product A, and another one is the product, let's say the product B, and let's say here the total sales. Okay, so like this one, and let's say the month is January over here, uh, over, and let's say the February and also the March, something like I can just use it over here. And let's also make it the bold to highlight it, use it the little bit, increase the font points, and let's fit it the or width over here. And let's say if I'm gonna say the 2 or 1200 product A, and also for the or 1500, and let's say the 1700. So I'm just importing the several data. And for the product B, so let's say the 900, and if I'm gonna say the 1100, something like this one, or let's say the 1300. Okay, so total sales I can use with the auto sums for now, and that's it. We have the total sales for the January, and that's it in there. Okay, so here the total sales columns contains formulas, editings like or adding product A and also the product B. And we may want our teams to update the sales number but not change the formulas in the total sales columns. Okay, so by default Excel logs all sales, but protections only works once it's activated. So first select the cells where you want user to make changes. So for example, let's say the or like the product or product A and also the product B, something like that, this one. And also now right click and we can do so, or now right click and use the format cells. Okay, and under the protections and also tabs, uncheck the locked. Okay, like these ones. And now only these cells will remain editables and once protection is applied. So I can easily use it over here, or like that's one, or let's undo it for now. But before we need to use the protect or like the protectings apply. And now go to the review tabs and on the ribbon and click on the protect sheets. Okay, so and you can set the password so so that only peoples who know it can protect it the sheets. So let's say I have input the simple passwords over here and choose what actions users are allowed to perform. So for example, selecting the unlock cells but not deleting rows. So like here, if I gonna use like the delete row, people are user or user of this works to like over here. So if I use something like these ones like over here, and that's it. Now once apply, user can add enter. Now let's use the another passwords over here and press the OK. So once apply, user can enter numbers for product A and product B, but the total sales formulas remain same. Okay, so if I gonna go to like this one, so you cannot work over here. So if I gonna want to use, but if I want to use it over here, so you cannot work. Like sales or charts you are trying to change is on product sheets. To make changes, unprotect the sheets and you might request and enter a password. Okay, so and that's it. And worksheets protections cover sales and sheets, but what if you want to prevent someone from edit or adding, deleting, or renaming sheets? So that's where workbooks protections comes in. So go to the review tabs again and use the protect workbook. Okay, so choose whether to protect the structure, who stops user from inserting or deleting sheets, and optionals add a password. So and if I gonna make it something, the passwords over here like this one, or if I type something passwords over here, so and that's it. And we have now protect the password. So to summarize, use workbook or worksheet protections to lock down formulas and formatting, and unlock only the cells you want to or want others to edit, or use workbook protections to step or safeguards the entire structure of your files. So in our sales datasets, this means your teammates can update monthly sales figures, but the total sales formula and sheet structures remain same. So that's how you protect worksheets and workbooks in Excel. Welcome to Lessons 49 of our Excel course. In these lessons, we'll dive into one of the most powerful features in Excel, pivot tables. Okay, so pivot tables lets you quickly summarize, analyze, and explore large data sets without writing complex formula. And by the end of these lessons, you will know how to create, format, and use pivot tables to turn raw data into insights. Okay, so let's start with a simple data set. Okay, so imagine we are working with sales data for a retail company, and our tables contain the following columns like date, regions, salespersons, products, and also the sales amount. For examples, one row might show us like this way, or like the regions is north and like over here. And also it comes like we can make it the dollar sign and the currency. So let's use it, and let's use it with this one. Okay, and we have hundreds of similar rows of our data sets, and also like I have just used the simple one, and analyze this manually would takes hours. So that's where pivot table saves the day. So, and to create a pivot table, first select any cells in your data sets and then go to the insert tabs and click on the pivot table. Okay, and Excel will, or here the Excel will ask you like the range, the table range is right or no. So here we have like selected this range, and Excel will also ask you where you want to place it. Usually we will choose a new worksheet for the clarity. So like here, make sure the select the new worksheet and then hit on the OK. And now you will see the pivot fields list on the right side. So this is where the magic happens. You can drag and drop fields into the four areas like filters, columns, rows, and values. Okay, so let's answer a common business questions like how much did you or did each region sales. So drag the regions sales into the rows area and drag the sales amount into the values area. Okay, so instantly Excel generate a table showing total sales by regions, and for examples the north regions might shows like here the 75,000, and also south it shows up so 31,000 in dollar, and also so on 3100, and this gives us the clear summary in a seconds. Okay, so and now let's go to with the another example our sales by and our sales by salespersons. So next let's explore like which salesperson sold the most and which products contribute to those sales. So drag the sales or like salesperson into the rows area over here, and also this times let's move or just remove the fields for now and drag the product or like before drag the product into the columns area and also the sales amount in the values area. Okay, so now the pivot tables create a matrix showing each salesperson sales broken down by product, and you can quickly see the like the Maria and also sold the most laptops, or you can use over here. So like here I have the these ones in or John is sold the most in there. So while John let the smartphone or also like the Maria led the smartphone sales. Okay, so finally let's add a filter. So drag the dates into the to the filters area, and now you can filter the pivot table C to see results for just January or the entire quarters. Okay, so if I'm gonna select over here or let's select all of them, or let's or if I'm gonna use it only the January, and that's it in there. So and that's it, or you can right click and choose the number formatting. So and to make sales values easier to read like showing them the currency commas, so we can just right click on over here, and also you can use the number format or format over here, or let's go to the number, let's use the currency and let's take out the decimals, and also right click is over again the format cells or currency, and now that here we have the this one, and that's it. Okay, so and that's it, or I can select it all round right click format the cells, let's use the currency, if I gonna go to like the that's one, and that's it here with our result. Okay, and to recap, pivot tables allows you to transform details data sets into clear structured insights. You can analyze sales by regions, product or salespersons, and add filter for time periods and format results for professionals report. Okay, so in our next lessons we will explore pivot charts, a powerful way to visualize pivot table data. See you there.